Morning or afternoon, depending on your time zone, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone arena action, so this is a really depressing choice for me. We have like my absolute favorite class and like the two junkiest classes in there. Now I actually played these in a block earlier on. I had Warlock, then Hunter, then Shaman. So Warlock is in fact the least recent, so I'm gonna go for it. I've had 9 Shaman videos posted and only 3 apiece of Hunter and Warlock, so it would be nice to catch up a little bit. Let's not go ahead and, dodge the Warlock too much here. And I do actually like the Warlock better than the Hunter just because the Warlock doesn't have all this beast stuff going on. But the Warlock does have absolute garbage trash rares like the Felguard. So we're going to go ahead and take the Knife Juggler. It's a good card, and I'm glad this wasn't like an Angry Chicken or something. Otherwise, I would have had just nothing to do. Okay, well, here, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the Frostwolf Warlord. The Tauren Warrior, it seems like doesn't really fit with the Warlock strategy. It's too expensive for its stats, and the taunt doesn't really matter when it dies so easily, so we'll just take our nice endgame creature here and call it a day. Raging Worgen is a very nice 3-drop. Now, spell damage is important to consider for Warlocks, but I don't want to take the Dalaran Mage. That guy is such a crappy body, it's not really worth it. So here we can get removal, Blood Imp, or Dread Infernal. Well, I have been beaten twice now by someone who was clearly taking every single Blood Imp he could see in the draft. So let's give that a shot, shall we, and see if we can make it work. Demon Fire is good, but it's pretty weak removal. It's not like super great, so we'll not miss the chance to grab the Blood Imp and see if we can make it happen. Okay, well, Summoning Portal can do nifty things, but I'm just going to take Chill Wind Yeti so that if the Blood Imp strategy fails, we've still got the game-winning 4/5 for 4 mana card. I'm going to grab the Farseer. I mean, this is a good 2-drop, but Warlocks, you just got to admit, you need to gain some life back when you play Warlocks, so we'll grab the Farseer right there for some of that juicy life gain. The Voidwalker is a nice 1-drop. I do like it, but we'll take Demon Fire here. So the Bluegill Warrior deals 2 damage. Just like the Demon Fire does, but the Demon Fire can also pump our stuff, so we're gonna grab it and enjoy it. Sacrificial Pact. Ugh. Well, I could take this guy to protect my stuff, I suppose, but I'm just gonna grab the Warlock Tidehunter for some early game swarm to go with our Frostwolf Warlord, and just hope we never see any mages. So here I could take the really mediocre late game card, but let's keep the swarm strategy going. I have to really give consideration to the Argent Squire. You know, maybe if this were like pack 28 or pick 28, and I still had this kind of a curve, I would take the Golem just to make sure I have a late game, but here I'll take the Argent Squire for some more early game goodness. Oh my god. Well, I don't like the Void Terror. I've experimented with this several times. It never works, but these are just absolute garbage, so I guess I'm going to take the Void Terror again. Ugh. Okay, well, we do need some removal at some point here, so let's grab Shadow Bolt. It hits the hardest. And Hellfire, I find, is a very important Warlock card to clear out the board in case you start to fall behind, or just need to finish off your opponent. So, I'm starting to get a decent number of 2-drops. I've got 2 of them, plus the Blood Imp and the Argent Squire. So I already have 4 things playable at 1 mana or less. Let's grab the Swarm Creature, because I do have the Frostwolf Warlord, and that would be nice to have on hand. Scarlet Crusader is nifty, but we'll take the Bluegill Warrior there for some extra removal potential. And I could take a Flame Imp, but I don't think I would take a Flame Imp over a Demon Fire. That'd be a little nuts. And this guy's actually potentially good as well. We'll take the Demon Fire. Oh man, hang on a minute. This guy's actually really good with the Frostwolf Warlord too. Now, I don't want to go crazy just making the Frostwolf Warlord work, but it's important to have some sort of a late game. Yeah, we'll take the Silverhand Knight there just to make sure we're not too screwed. Alright, we're keeping it going with the all Blood Imps all the time strategy. Siphon Soul is removal, but these are extremely good creatures. Holy crap, they're so good. Especially with Blood Imps, because all the little things that you pop out end up getting plus health. Which of these is better? Well, let's see. I have 1, 2, 4 mana creatures. I have 1, 2, 3 mana creatures, but the Void Terror, you might not actually be playing at 3 mana that often, so let's say we have 2 of each. Man, that's tough. I'll just take the Violet Teacher because it's got the bigger body. So we'll go for it. Flame Imp, here we go. Stormwind Knight's nifty, but we'll take the Flame Imp for some more early game. And this is actually an interesting pick. I could take more Swarm here, just a generic quality 3 mana creature, or the Cult Master. The Cult Master would be nice to have so I can trade in my junk for cards. I think I'm going to grab the Cult Master here. This seems to be the right time for it. So here we have actually 3 spells I all like. So the Twisting Nether is a nice reset button. The Pit Lord is just, huge for 4 mana. Well, the Bane of Doom I really like. Its removal, you can usually like even if your opponent plays big creatures that just don't, have more than 2 health, you can usually kind of play into it by trading a little bit, giving up one of your own creatures to get an opponent creature down, and then you get a random demon. Now it could be like another Blood Imp, or it could be like a Dread Infernal. So it's very very random what you get. But I think I'm gonna go for it because it's removal and potentially a big card. All right, now do I have anything to panda back? That's something to check. I can reset the Divine Shield. I can take 2 damage again. Haha. I can get another Murloc. More healing. Oh, more healing. That might be nice. This is bad. I could get another mechanic. Yeah, this isn't really the best deck for Panda. I've got already 2 2-drops plus this guy. It doesn't really count, but that's 2 2-drops. I don't know if I need that more. The pandaing is not super strong here, but these creatures I'm not a big fan of either. So I guess we'll take the panda. Alright, well, we can get some card draw here. Actually, we're getting card draw no matter what. Well, the games has made the choice for us. We'll take the Acolyte of Pain here. I think it's the most reliable card drawer of the bunch there. You have to wait a little bit for your cards, but it's still good. I don't want to take an overpriced Iron for a Grizzly, but I don't want to take a second Acolyte of Pain either. Do I want to take this thing? That doesn't seem right. Man, this could be a real problem. Maybe I am going to take the overpriced Iron for a Grizzly, because I don't want more 1-drops. I've already got a lot of stuff at 1 mana. I mean, I could really try to do a swarm strategy, I suppose. Alright, we'll give it a shot. We'll see if we can actually make that work. Oh man, I keep seeing more cheap crap. I don't want more cheap crap, game. Good on the cheap crap. Somebody sent Blizzard a memo. Papa Boris is doing A-okay on cheap trash. Now I wish this Argent Squire were a War Golem. Well, I'll take this as an out against weapons. I don't think the Summoning Portal really works that well with all these things anyway being so cheap. Alright, Dark Iron Dwarf makes my cheap trash into better stuff. That's great. I could take the Reckless Rocketeer. The Taunt is interesting. I'm going to take more life gain, though, because I will need it. Oh, Jesus Christ! Come on! Where are all the expensive creatures? I need a couple in this deck. Silence would be good to have. I'll take the health gain, because it's got the biggest body. Oh my god, wow, this game just will not oblige me with anything big. Alright, well, Twilight Drake looks to be as big as we're going to get. Okay, well, that draft... I mean, here's the thing, even when you play a swarm strategy, even when you play with, like, lots of cheap stuff, you still need to get a few endgame cards. I saw that one Dread Infernal, which came at the same time as a Blood Imp and a Demon Fire, and that was it. And then a War Golem. So this is what I was talking about. Sometimes, when you have a draft and you have, like, endless gobs upon gobs upon gobs of, like, really, expensive creatures, you feel like, it's super easy to just sit back and wait. But in this draft, I think all we saw was a Dread Infernal, a Reckless Rocketeer, and a War Golem, and that was it. I don't believe we saw anything else that would qualify as a late game card. So yeah, we're kind of in trouble here. We don't have a follow-up to this Flame Imp. This is one of the times the panda's actually really bad. I don't want to put the Flame Imp back into my hand, of course. Although if this does get Shadow Word Pained, which it seems to be about to. Alright, at least it was Shadow Word Pain and not a Holy Smite. Well, now we can play the panda, I suppose. Yay! Oh, Blood Imp, look at that. That is great. There's a bit of a risk if my opponent has a Holy Smite, it'll die, because I didn't wait to play the Blood Imp. However, my opponent would have used Holy Smite last turn if he had it. Since he coined out the Shadow Word Pain, it means he didn't, so he'd have to top deck into it. Alright, well, the question is, do I play the Blood Imp or do I hold it in my hand for now to make the Twilight Drake bigger next turn? If I play the Blood Imp, the Twilight Drake, and I draw a card, I'll have... the Twilight Drake will actually be a Chilliwind Yeti. That is totally fine, so we will, in fact, do this. Always draw cards first. Okay. Then this, and then we're going to swing. Actually, the Twilight Drake will be a 4/6 thanks to the Blood Imp. Although the Holy Nova will eventually flush this out. At least it will the Blood Imp will die and save the panda because of the way that the buffing of health works in this game. So there's the Panther. That'll be probably killing off my Youthful Brewmaster, which is alright. It's not the end of the world. Bane of Doom. If only this tiger didn't have stealth, and if only it wasn't about to die, that'd be really great. Alright, we're gonna play the Twilight Drake. Nope, I don't want to attack with that. What am I doing? Let's go ahead and swing and pass the turn. So the Twilight Drake is actually quite large. It's even bigger than a Chillwind Yeti, and a Chillwind Yeti is pretty darn good. Even if my opponent silences it, this thing still hits for 4. There's Shadow Word Pain number 2. That's fine. Is he actually going to attack with this Panther? He might. That would be interesting. I will have a really great target for Bane of Doom if he attacks. No, he doesn't attack. Bummer, man. Alright, so I could play the Dark Scale Healer. And I will actually. The reason I'm playing this is that although I'm wasting the potential of the healing because I'm only healing myself, this is essentially a Chillwind Yeti. So it's one of the things you have to make sure you don't get kind of blindsided by your own emotions. You think like, oh, that's a defensive creature. It's restoring health. It's kind of expensive, but I mean, if you just look at the body, that is a Chillwind Yeti. So it's pretty solid. All right, well. I'm putting out some good beats here, just swinging for 8 damage a turn. That seems totally fine. I could take a moment to kill this Gnomish Inventor. And I will actually do that, and the reason I'm doing this... Well, hang on a minute. If I do this, then the Tiger will be able to kill my Drake. But the risk I take from keeping this alive is my opponent could do like a Divine Spirit on this, make it to 2-8, then play Inner Fire, make it an 8-8, and I don't really have a Silence. So yeah, we're just going to kill that. But I think I'm actually going to draw a card this turn. I've got plenty of health. So yeah, let's just draw a card, see what we got. Shadow Bolt. Oh my gosh, kids always draw cards first. Always draw cards first. I'm going to do that. I'll actually play this Voidwalker here. It's a 1-4. Still dies to my opponent's Panther. But I actually kind of want that Panther to get unstealth because I really want to cast Bane of Doom on it and get a random demon. Random demon would be pretty good. These guys both have 4 power, which is kind of, I mean, it was not something I did on purpose, but it's kind of nice because it means that Shadow Words don't kill them. And we're still a couple of turns away from Mind Control. Neither of these is that great of a target for Mind Control in any case. I'm doing really well, but it's not really to do with that. I don't think the Blood Imp has much to do with it. I think I'm just doing well because I've played a bunch of creatures and my opponent's done nothing. Alright, he's going to finally unstealth that Panther. And hide the Panther behind the Taunter. Actually, this Taunter is quite good here, I have to be honest, because I can't quite kill it with Bane of Doom, and I would have to sacrifice 4 damage in order to kill it. Well, let's take a look and see if I can win the game. Hellfire would take my opponent down to 11, and then this is 8 damage. Oh, I can actually deal damage to my opponent with this. The demon summoning is irrelevant. So this is 4, 8... Well, I don't have enough mana for Hellfire and Bane of Doom. Ha! Never mind. Okay. So, I think we're going to keep the beat train coming. Yeah, we'll just... Wait. I can Bane of Doom this Panther. Yeah, let's see what demon I get first before we make any other judgments. We got a Flame Imp. Alright, that's not the best thing that we could have gotten, but it'll do. We'll play another Blood Imp, I think. We'll swing. The other option there, actually, I'm gonna attack with this Blood Imp too. It's time to bring that out, I think. Start dealing the damage. I could have also run my Blood Imp into the Torn Warrior and then used Bane of Doom on it. That would have allowed me to deal a little bit of extra damage. But I think I should be okay here. Oh man, my opponent clearly didn't have a very good draw on this deck. He's playing chumpy stuff on turn 7. He would have liked, which shows first of all he has no late game in his hand, and second of all that he had cheap cards in his deck but did not draw them in time for the beginning. Well, Mr. Simple Liquid the Priest goes down. I wouldn't say that was really anything Warlocky of me. I mean, I drew cards with Life Tap, I guess, but I think the only Warlock cards I used there were the Shadow Bolts to kill off the Gnomish Inventor, and of course the Blood Imp. The Voidwalker didn't really matter that much. For all the good it did, it might as well have been a Goldshire Footman. So yeah, that wasn't very Warlocky of me, but it was a fun game. We did see both Blood Imps, and who knows, maybe they mattered. I don't know. I don't think the extra health ever mattered that game. I just played a couple of Chillwind Yetis and beat my opponent down. Well, that is a nice way to begin the Saturday morning or afternoon, depending on time zone, Papa Boris Hearthstone Arena. An interesting announcement, if you missed it, at BlizzCon, Blizzard revealed that the game was going into open beta next month. Now, of course, that is not a guarantee of anything whatsoever, but, you know, it's possible that that'll actually happen. And if so, that'll be a great thing. If they can actually pull it off, it'll be nice for all of us, all the folks waiting to get into the beta. Alright, we're gonna mulligan some stuff, I think, here. Let's keep the Raging Worgen. That's a very good 3-drop. This isn't super great against Druids. And the Dark Iron Dwarf is nice, but I've actually learned that when I keep Dark Iron Dwarf in my opening hand, it very rarely works out for me. Let's just go ahead and see if we can get some actual plays. So this will be fine. We'll get to play this on turn 1. And, you know, dang it. Now that I have a Taunter, I kind of wish I had kept the Rushing Murloc. That's too bad. Well, we'll play the Voidwalker here. Taunt versus Taunt. This guy will take a long time to kill the shield bearer, so I probably don't really want to do that. Oh god, pint-sized summoner. I have to respect that in a druid deck. I think I was originally going to just draw a card here, but I think we'll actually take a moment to Demon Fire that. I was also thinking of casting Demon Fire on my Voidwalker, but it'd be nice to get that pint-sized summoner out of the way. So that if my opponent has a Senjin or a Chillwind Yeti, he has to wait an extra turn to get it out there. Alright, is going to hero ability up. This makes total sense. I mean, because of the armor, this is just a free point of damage on my creature, so there's absolutely no reason not to do it. And Flame Imp would have been good a turn ago. So I could play the Worgen and coin out Flame Imp. Is that smart? Makes my Twilight Drake a whole lot weaker. I could, of course, also like play Flame Imp and draw a card. Make my Twilight Drake stronger. Actually, that seems like a nifty move. I'll try that. We'll draw a card. Show and Yeti. Alright, we'll play Flame Imp. We'll attack. Pass the turn. So now I have a Chillwind Yeti, but I'll first want to, of course, play the Twilight Drake. This will actually be quite large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be a 4/7. Pretty good for 4 mana. It can be silenced, of course, but even as a 4/1, it's not too terrible. I still have a Taunter protecting it from my opponent's hero ability, and of course he will need mana to actually do the silencing. One nifty idea that someone shared in a comment on my video is a kind of sort of a reverse silence, which is an effect where you undo whatever the last thing was that happened to a creature. So if it gets silenced, you can unsilence it. If it got like buffed, you can unbuff it or whatever. Let's take a look at the situation. So unfortunately, what I really want to do is kill the Cult Master, but I can't because of this wall. So the wall's going to draw my opponent a card unless I draw removal or play Shadow Bolts for the Cult Master. Well, how important is it for me to get damage through? Is it important enough to give my opponent a card? This thing's on borrowed time because the Cult Master is going to be able to kill it off anyway. So really, I'm not accomplishing anything by killing the Shield Bearer right now, because basically if I kill it, this thing does a damage. That's it. If I attack with it, then my Flame Imp can't attack the Cult Master because this thing is still in the way. So I will put the damage on, but there's no point in killing that card because I wasn't getting any damage through, so what's the point of doing it? Well, this game could definitely go bad in a hurry if my opponent drops big stuff. I haven't really managed to do any damage to him. Moonfire! Oh, God, that's... Oh, wow, what? Whoa! Whoa, no. That's not right. No. I really don't think it's worth it to Moonfire your own Loot Hoarder. I think it would have made a lot more sense. I don't know. I think it would have made more sense to use Hero Ability and Moonfire this and kill the Flame Imp. The Loot Hoarder's getting a card eventually anyway. I guess by killing it now, he ensures he gets the extra card while the Cult Master's in play. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. That feels wrong to me, though. He's going to Innervate. Oh, God. So he gets to play something for 5 mana as well. He's going to Bite. Ah, okay. Fair enough. The Twilight Drake. What are you doing? I think this opponent is this is a Sunday afternoon casual player. I don't think he's making good plays. Well, I was going to kill this and then trade my Flame Imp for the Cult Master. However, I have an even better play here. We're going to play Bane of Doom, so we're killing a creature, stopping cards, and getting a demon. Of course. I've gotten a lot of the 1-mana demon. I guess there are a bunch. There's the Voidwalker, the Blood Imp, and the Flame Imp. There's lots of 1-mana demons, so like with Bane of Doom, you're pretty likely to get a crappy thing. But it's still kind of sad. If this is a Starfall, my Frostwolf Warlord will be extremely sad. And it is. Jeez. Cannot catch a break. Well, we got a Blood Imp. Okay, I caught a break. That was pretty good. I'm actually going to just go ahead and do this right now to stop the opponent's hero ability from killing my Twilight Drake. And then I'll play a Frostwolf Warlord after that, getting a nice 6/7. 6/6 base plus an extra point from the Blood Imp. Well, I have card advantage, board advantage against my Druid friend here, but it's a bit deceiving because all he needs really is just one good thing, and it's the jig is up. He was hoping this Mad Bomber would hit my Blood Imp. It didn't. Druid of the Claw is pretty good, but it doesn't actually hold up against my Frostwolf Warlord here. Now, I could make an interesting play. What I could do is I can actually Shadow Bolt and Bluegill Warrior and kill the Druid of the Claw that way. That is 2 for 1-ing myself, but it actually allows me to get more damage through. I would actually deal an extra 10 damage to well, I'll deal an extra 6 damage. Instead, I can kill the Druid and then hit only for 4 damage. It's worth considering. I mean, voluntary 2-for-1s are usually not a good move. If I don't do that, what I could do this turn is play the Chillwind Yeti, and I could still play the Bluegill Warrior to kill the Mad Bomber. Okay, we're going to do that. So we're going to do this. Going to do this. Now I need to think, because if my opponent has another Starfall, this would actually be pretty ugly. Maybe I want to just play the Earthen Ring Farseer and heal this up. Stop it from dying. It'd go up to 5. Yeah, actually, change of plans. Yeah, we're going to do this. And that. So I'm trying to preserve my hardest hitting feller here. I actually would not mind an Ironbark Protector. Oh, okie dokie, it's another early concession. Oh, Justice the Druid. He should play as a Paladin. My favorite voice-acted Paladin card. Justice. Hunter or Mage Dominance. Which one are we going to do this with? The Hunter or the best class in the game? Boy, I'm going to have to sit here and flip some coins to figure that out. Alright, well, we were off to a really good start with the Warlock Arena. I don't feel super Warlocky. I'm just, playing Chillwind Yetis all day and beating my opponent's faces. But anyway, it's been a good start. If you enjoyed the video, do please, as always, like and or subscribe. I'll appreciate that very much. And if you want to see the rest of the games, well, don't worry, folks. They are coming up soon.